Isn't it funny how in the months following weight loss surgery, what was once your arch nemesis, the scale, dun dun dun, suddenly feels like it's your best bud? You probably can't help but step on that sucker every morning, right? But what happens after you reach your goal, when you hit a plateau, or if you experience regain? Do you continue that morning vigil of stepping on the scale? Let's find out. Do you have a love-hate relationship with your scale? You know, you love the thing when it tells you what you want to hear, but when it tells you you're up 5 pounds, nothing would make you happier than to drop it from the top of a skyscraper and watch it shatter into a million pieces. Kapow! A few weeks after weight loss surgery, I invested big bucks into a really good scale that measured weight and body fat. I loved the thing because the numbers kept going down. But after a couple of years, that scale started telling me things I didn't like that my weight was starting to creep up a bit. So I panicked and I did what a lot of people do when the scale exposes a truth that you don't want to hear. I broke off our relationship. I put that sucker in a box, covered it with my old fat pants, and buried it at the back of my closet. But you can't live in denial forever. When it's time for your annual exam, the doctor's assistant is gonna make you step on that scale no matter how much you protest. And it's even worse to discover you've gained weight when someone else is watching over your shoulder, right? All this drama made me ponder the age-old conundrum. Do you ignore the scale? Or do you weigh regularly? And if so, how often? Let's dig into the good, bad, and ugly of weighing, starting with the downside. Cons. For those of us with a history of obesity, it's not uncommon to have a lot of emotions tied to the readout on the scale. And those emotions can lead to the negative if the numbers don't align with your ideal body weight. Depression and low self-esteem. In some people, frequent weighing can cause depression and negatively impact self-esteem and body satisfaction. That's according to a study in the Journal of Nutrition Education and Behavior that followed 1,900 young adults over 10 years. 80% of the girls who frequently weighed themselves seemed to become obsessed and exhibited dangerous weight control behaviors. Frequent weighing can mess with your mindset. Do you recall a time when you were doing everything by the book, eating healthy and following the rules your doctor provided? Exercising regularly, keeping properly hydrated, getting plenty of sleep, but you step on the scale and it's up a pound or even 2 from the day before. And your weight's still up the day after that, and the day after that. What a total mind bleep, right? So, how do you react? Does the scale mess with your mindset? If so, does it trigger unwanted behavior? Do you turn to comfort food? Do you say, why bother working out today if I'm gaining weight? For all you know, you're retaining water, but does it mess with your mind? The scale doesn't tell the whole story. Daily visits to the scale don't tell the whole story. Is it that time of month? Did you consume too much salt yesterday? Are you constipated, dehydrated? Did you gain some muscle? Is stress impacting your cortisol levels and wreaking havoc on your body? Just because you're up a pound or 2 doesn't mean you've gained fat. And just because the numbers go down doesn't mean you've lost fat either. So there are clearly some negatives for frequent weighing, but how about the positives? Pros. There have been a ton of studies on the science of weighing, many of them with positive outcomes, like increased weight loss. In fact, most of the studies I've uncovered suggest that hopping on the scale regularly has a positive impact on weight. Not only that, the more frequently people weighed themselves, the more weight they lost. For instance, the University of Michigan studied 1,800 dieting adults. Those who weighed once a week lost an average of 6 pounds. However, those who weighed themselves daily lost an average of 12 pounds. That's double the results. The same study also found that those in the group weighing once a day were more likely over a 2-year period not to regain what they had lost. Similar studies, including one by Cornell University, produced similar results. Other studies independently looked at what happens when people decrease their weighing frequency. And surprise, surprise, they gained weight. Now, if you stop for a moment and let this all sink in, it makes sense. That's because it creates awareness. Increased awareness. Trying to maintain a right-sized body without frequent weighing is essentially like flying blind. You don't know if you're about to fly right into a mountain, how much fuel is in the tank, or where you're even going to land. If you weigh every day, you begin to better understand your body and what makes your weight fluctuate. You begin to understand if the fluctuating number is something to worry about, like if you've really gained a pound of fat, or if you're just retaining water. Your increased awareness empowers you to catch weight gains before they escalate, to make behavioral changes to not only prevent additional gain, but drive the numbers back down to your ideal weight. So knowing the positives and negatives about weighing, what should you do? If you're not prone to depression, low self-esteem, or mind games, here's a really cool solution, kind of a happy medium. Consider weighing first thing every morning, not thinking of the scale as some evil demon, but merely as a tool to gather data. At the end of each week, average the number for those 7 days. You add each of the 7 days and divide it by 7. Use that weekly average as the true measure of your weight. That will give you a more accurate read while helping you get in tune with your body. Listen, the truth is we're all different. You've got to do what's right for you. Carefully think over the pros and cons of weighing each day. Talk about it with your medical team and determine what best fits your lifestyle. But most important, remember, like your tummy, the scale is only a tool. Email me at Shelley@WLSDelight.com and let me know what you think and what topics most interest you. Until next time, live with purpose, live with courage, and live with delight.